Hey, 49ers fans. Today we are diving deep into the latest developments surrounding our San Francisco 49ers. And let me tell you, there's a lot to unpack. Since Kyle Shanahan took the reins back in 2017, he has been praised as one of the brightest offensive minds in football. With his pedigree, NFL head coaching bloodlines through his father, Mike Shanahan, and his offensive genius, expectations were sky high from the very beginning. And offensively, Shanahan has delivered time and again. The team has shown flashes of brilliance, executed intricate schemes, and produced some of the most explosive plays in the league. Yet, despite all of this, there's been a recurring, stubborn issue that has plagued this team season after season: injuries. Not just a few injuries, but an almost historic pattern of players missing significant time on the field. The numbers are staggering. According to True Media's analysis, since 2017, the 49ers have consistently been among the most injured teams in the NFL. Only one team, the New York Giants, has logged more games missed due to players being on injured reserve, and even then, the 49ers are not far behind. From torn ACLs to ankle breaks and everything in between, the team has had to navigate a minefield of setbacks, often losing key contributors at critical moments. In fact, the raw numbers tell a dramatic story. While the Giants have seen over 1,600 games missed by injured reserve players, the 49ers are just slightly behind at 1,600 games as well, making them the second most affected team in this harsh landscape. To put this in perspective, the teams with the fewest games lost, like the Buffalo Bills, have just over 700 games missed in the same period. That is less than half of what the 49ers have experienced. This trend has continued into the current season, with the team already ranking third in games missed to injured reserve, even before accounting for those players who have been injured but never officially placed on IR. The relentless cycle of injuries has affected not just the team's performance, but also the way fans experience the season. Week after week, fans watch as starters who were expected to carry the team through the campaign struggle to even stay on the field. Only a handful of players, such as Trent Williams, Christian McCaffrey, Colton McKivitz, and a few others, have managed to start every game this season, both on offense and defense. This small group carries the burden of maintaining continuity while the rest of the roster constantly adjusts to new lineups and rotations. The impact is both physical and mental, with players having to overcome not just their opponents, but also the challenges of an ever-changing roster. Looking at the year-over-year rankings, the trend becomes painfully clear. Some seasons, like 2018, saw relative health, but other seasons, like 2017, 2020, and now 2025, have been marred by injury woes that rank among the worst in the league. Even when the team has managed to achieve success, making deep playoff runs or reaching the Super Bowl in 2023, the underlying problem of injuries remains persistent. Understanding why this keeps happening is complex. Sometimes it is just bad luck. Accidents on the field, freak collisions, and even unfortunate plays during games contribute to the sheer volume of injuries. Fred Warner, for example, suffered a season-ending ankle injury after an inadvertent collision with a teammate, an incident that can happen to any player at any time on any team. However, luck alone does not explain the pattern. There are other factors at play that may be contributing to this injury epidemic. The team's strength and conditioning staff, largely unchanged since Shanahan's arrival, may play a role, as could the team's unique approach to practice routines and recovery schedules. The 49ers are known for their physical style of play, emphasizing downhill football and a relentless, aggressive approach that pushes the body to its limits. This intensity, while a hallmark of the team's identity, comes at a cost. Long, grueling practices, including the notoriously physical Thursday sessions, leave players less time to recover between games, potentially exacerbating minor injuries and creating conditions for more serious ones to develop. Add to that the transition from pristine grass at Levi's Stadium to various turf surfaces across the league, and it becomes clear that even the playing environment contributes to the risk of injury. The 49ers' practice field location, reportedly adjacent to an electrical substation, has even been mentioned by players as a potential concern for overall health, highlighting the wide range of factors, both conventional and unconventional, that could influence the team's well-being. And yet, despite all these challenges, the 49ers continue to compete at an elite level. They demonstrate resilience week after week, adapting to injuries, rotating players, and pushing through adversity. The team's culture, rooted in toughness and physical dominance, allows them to overcome setbacks that might derail other franchises. Veteran players speak to the intensity of practices not as a burden, but as a catalyst for performance, showing that the very routines that contribute to injury risk also prepare the team for the grind of Sunday games. This duality is part of what makes the 49ers unique. They are built to dominate physically, but the price of that style of play is evident in the injury numbers. Comparisons to other teams, like the Eagles, show how variations in practice culture, medical staff, and conditioning routines can impact health over time. While the Eagles have become one of the healthier teams in recent years, the 49ers continue to navigate the fine line between physical dominance and vulnerability, a balance that has defined the Shanahan era from day one. As the season progresses, every injury, every snap missed, and every adjustment made by the coaching staff shapes not only the outcomes of individual games, but also the narrative of what this team could achieve if it were able to stay healthy. Fans are left to imagine the heights the 49ers might reach in a season unmarred by injuries. And that question fuels both frustration and hope. What if this team could finally combine Shanahan's offensive genius with a fully healthy roster? The possibilities are tantalizing. This ongoing saga of injuries is more than just statistics. It reflects the physical and mental toll of elite-level football, the pressures of a high-stakes league, and the resilience of a team committed to excellence despite the obstacles. Each practice, game, and recovery period tells a story of players pushing themselves beyond normal limits, of a team culture that prizes toughness, and of the unpredictable nature of a sport that can change in an instant. The San Francisco 49ers continue to captivate fans, analysts, and the league itself not just through their successes, but also through the challenges they endure. Their identity is forged in the tension between dominance and vulnerability, and every week, they demonstrate why this team remains one of the most fascinating stories in the NFL. Injuries, bad luck, intense practices, and physical play all intertwine, creating a narrative that is as compelling as any championship run. As we move forward into this season, one thing is clear. Understanding why the 49ers have faced such consistent adversity requires looking at the team from every angle. Training, medical staff, practice culture, playing style, and even the unpredictable whims of fate. The story of the 49ers is ongoing, filled with both triumph and challenge. And as fans, we are privileged to witness it unfold on a week-by-week basis. With every injury report, every player adjustment, and every game, the drama of football is on full display, and the 49ers continue to provide one of the most riveting narratives in the sport today. As the season moves forward, the discussion around the 49ers' injuries becomes even more critical, not just for fans, but for the team itself. The patterns that have emerged over the years suggest that this is not merely a case of bad luck, but a combination of factors that intersect in ways few other teams experience. The physical demands Kyle Shanahan places on his players are legendary. He wants his team to be aggressive, relentless, and dominant in every down. That style, while effective on the scoreboard, pushes the human body to its limits. The Niners are expected to absorb contact, deliver it back with force, and maintain that intensity from the first quarter to the last. Every practice, every rep, and every game has a purpose, but the consequences are tangible. Injuries that might be minor in another team's program can become season-altering in San Francisco because of the accumulation of wear and tear over weeks of high-intensity play. Thursday practices have been a particular focus of discussion. Designed to simulate game conditions while keeping players sharp, these padded practices are notorious for their intensity. Players run full-speed drills, engage in contact, and prepare for the weekend's matchup as if it were game day. Historically, these sessions have coincided with spikes in injury reports, forcing the coaching staff to reconsider their approach. This season, we've already seen adjustments, with Shanahan scaling back some of the most physical drills in response to injuries. And yet, players consistently speak about the value of these sessions. They describe the practices as energizing, a way to set the tone for Sunday. It's this culture of embracing physicality that makes the 49ers both dangerous and vulnerable. On the field, players like Christian McCaffrey and Trent Williams demonstrate exceptional resilience. Their ability to stay healthy and perform week after week provides a stabilizing force for the team, yet the roster around them is constantly shifting to accommodate injuries. Depth becomes critical, and the coaching staff must adjust game plans to ensure the team remains competitive despite missing key contributors. The medical staff's role cannot be understated in this equation. While the core personnel has remained largely unchanged since Shanahan's arrival, there's ongoing discussion about how adjustments in training, recovery, and medical evaluation could reduce injuries. Other teams, like the Philadelphia Eagles, have illustrated how strategic changes in practice schedules, medical staffing, and conditioning can lead to sustained health. The Niners face a unique challenge: how to maintain their identity as a physical, hard-hitting team while mitigating the risk of injuries that threaten to derail the season. Even the playing surfaces matter. Levi's Stadium boasts one of the best grass fields in the league, providing cushion and reducing impact-related injuries. Yet when the team plays on artificial turf, the transition can be jarring, as the body is forced to adapt to a surface that offers less give. Over the years, this factor has been linked to injuries ranging from tendinitis to joint strains, highlighting how even environmental factors contribute to the team's vulnerability. Individual injuries tell their own story. Fred Warner's ankle injury, for instance, was a freak accident, but it underscores the unpredictable nature of football. Similarly, the physicality of the team style can exacerbate wear and tear injuries, meaning that what might be a minor issue elsewhere can become significant in San Francisco's system. Fans often ask what could change. Could practice routines be altered? Could the medical staff adopt new strategies? Could conditioning programs be adjusted to reduce the cumulative toll of the season? These are questions the organization must address in the offseason, as they seek to combine Shanahan's offensive brilliance with a healthier roster. And then there's the culture of the team. Players have long embraced the philosophy of attacking, of dominating, of playing through pain. This mentality, while central to the 49ers' identity, increases exposure to injury. Comparisons to other teams reveal the trade-offs. Less aggressive practices may reduce injuries, but also reduce the physical edge that defines San Francisco's style. Veterans on the team have even compared practices to legendary basketball programs, noting the intensity and old-school approach to physicality. Javon Hargrave, for example, drew parallels between the Niners and the Miami Heat, highlighting the rigor and competitiveness of the sessions. While other teams may prioritize recovery or minimize contact, the 49ers have chosen a path that maximizes performance but comes with risks. Despite all of these challenges, there is resilience woven throughout the organization. Adjustments to Thursday practices, careful monitoring of player health, and the adaptability of coaching strategies all play a role in mitigating risks. Players remain committed to the system because it works, even if it exacts a physical toll. The question of whether the team is cursed is rhetorical in many ways, but it underscores the frustration of fans and analysts alike. Why does this pattern persist year after year? The answer is multifaceted, a mix of high-intensity play, environmental factors, practice structure, and sheer unpredictability inherent in football. Understanding the phenomenon requires acknowledging that the Niners' approach, while leading to injuries, also produces elite-level performance and a competitive edge. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The NFL rumor mill is spinning fast, and this one has everyone in Santa Clara buzzing. Multiple sources close to the situation suggest that veteran wide receiver Tyler Boyd has chosen the San Francisco 49ers as his next destination. While no official announcement has come from either camp, whispers inside team facilities say that the contract is already on the table, just waiting for ink. BOYD, known for his sure hands and sharp route running, has been one of the most reliable slot receivers in the league over the past few seasons. His potential move to the 49ers could add yet another dangerous weapon to Kyle Shanahan's already explosive offense. Insiders describe the negotiations as quiet but advanced, with both sides reportedly pleased about how discussions have unfolded. Speculation began after BOYD was seen dining in the Bay Area earlier this week, accompanied by what appeared to be members of the 49ers front office. Though nothing was confirmed at the time, the sighting fueled days of online chatter, with fans dissecting every photo, flight record, and social media post for clues. Sources around the league suggest BOYD was courted by several teams, but the allure of competing for a championship with San Francisco might have tipped the scales. The 49ers' offensive scheme, centered on precision, versatility, and yards after the catch, seems tailor-made for BOYD's style of play. If finalized, this move could signal one of the quiet steals of the offseason, a smart, calculated addition rather than a splashy headline grabber. Still, as with any high-profile rumor, skepticism lingers. Until the team releases an official statement, fans are left to debate, refresh their feeds, and wonder just how close this rumored deal really is to becoming reality. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.